Okay, so here we are again, part 3 of our Route 62 journey. After finishing up in Haarlem in part 2, you travel further into the Western Cape, and right away you'll notice the landscape changing. The road opens up and suddenly you'll feel the wide open Klein Karoo. The first stop in part 3 is the little town of Avontuur. Good morning from Avontuur. So just off of Route 62 you'll find Avontuur, and the name literally means adventure, which is kind of perfect because even though it's a small place, it feels like the start of something special. You're surrounded by hills and everything is just peaceful, like properly quiet. It's one of those places you'll pull over, take a deep breath and instantly feel more relaxed. It's wild to think we're only 84 kilometers from Knysna, eh?
Yeah.
Avontuur also marks the start of Prince Alfred's Pass, an amazing gravel road that winds its way down to Knysna. It's definitely not the fastest route to reach Knysna, but if you've got time and a sense of adventure, it's totally worth it. The views are unreal. We have done it in the past. This is Avontuur.
I'm ready to check it out. Is this the station?
Look at this little train. Something we found really cool about Avontuur is that right by the old station there's an old steam loco parked. It's a stunning old machine that used to be part of the famous Apple Express, which ran all the way from Avontuur to Port Elizabeth back in the day. The little train carried apples, timber and people through the mountains. Now it's just kind of sitting here, like a reminder of the town's railway past. Avontuur. Yeah, Avontuur has got something special. It's the kind of place you'd never stop at, but when you do, you'll be glad you did. So when you're driving away from Avontuur, the road will take you through farmlands and rolling hills, and in no time you'll arrive in Uniondale, a town full of history and character. Welcome in Uniondale. Uniondale welcomes you.
Yeah. This one's a bit bigger than some of the other towns you would have passed, but it still has that proper small town charm. It's tucked in a valley at the foot of the Kamanassi Mountains and has a really chilled, slightly old world vibe to it. Now here's something cool. If you head up the hill just above the town, you'll find an old stone fort built by the British during the Anglo-Boer War. It's still standing and it's a bit of a hidden gem. From the top, the views are absolutely stunning. You get a full panoramic look over the town, the mountains and the valley stretching out below.
Klein Karoo Cafe, so it's definitely Klein Karoo. There's a church I have to go and see.
Is it? Oh wow, absolutely.
Yep.
We haven't seen many this time.
Oh, pretty buildings, eh?
Yeah. Back in town, there's loads of history too. Beautiful old buildings. Uniondale dates back to the 1800s, and you can feel that old soul when you walk around town. But reformed.
This is a beautiful church.
But let's be honest, Uniondale's probably most famous for its ghost story. Yep, the Uniondale hitchhiker. They say a young woman appears on the road just outside town, hitches a ride, and then vanishes from the car without a trace. A classic South African urban legend, and it definitely gives the place a mysterious little edge. Uniondale is a great stop, a mix of history, mystery, and some of the best views in the Langkloof. After exploring the rich history and taking in those mountain views, you hit the road again, head deeper into the mountains, and then you'll find yourself in a peaceful little village, a place where time really does seem to stand still. How pretty that church sits above the settlement,
Yeah, beautiful.
It's quite unusual, I love that. Oh, pretty scene here with the mountains.
Definitely. Over the mountains from Uniondale, tucked along the scenic Montague Pass, is the tiny village of Herald. And when I say tiny, I mean really tiny. What a peaceful spot. All you hear are birds, the wind in the trees, and maybe the distant hum of a tractor. So this is where the Montague Pass starts.
Okay.
Now on the other side of it.
I see, that's why everything is called Over the Mountain.
Yes. One of the main draws is the nearby Montague Pass, one of South Africa's oldest unpaved mountain passes, built back in the 1800s. Driving it is an adventure on its own. Gravel roads, hairpin bends, and incredible views the whole way down to George. Surrounded by green hills, forests and farms, and there's a sense of space and stillness that's hard to describe until you're standing in it. A few houses, a charming church, and that's about it. But honestly, that's all you need out here. The snow white church with that blue sky in the background and then the mountain in the back. It's just wow.
Beautiful.
So that says that they had their centenary celebration in 2010, from 1910 to 2010. So the congregation must have been established in 1910. And then there's Herald Wines. Yep, even in a place this small, you'll find a family-run wine estate producing some seriously good, cool climate wines. So Herald might not be packed with attractions. It leaves an impression. Quiet, beautiful, and just a little bit magical, especially if you love the feeling of being off the beaten path. After soaking up the quiet charm of Herald, we followed the road as it opened up beyond the mountains. Not long after, we rolled into the beating heart of the Klein Karoo, and a town with stories as big as its landscapes. Avontuur.
We have arrived.
Yeah.
Arriving in the town of Avontuur feels like stepping into a different world, and always a special experience for me. With its wide open skies, the dry Klein Karoo air, and that golden light that makes everything look like a picture. This is the ostrich capital of the world, and you'll definitely spot a few of those giant birds as you drive in, either wandering around on farms or showing off major attitude at the fences. They are accountants. They must have the most beautiful offices in the country.
Oh no, look here on your side.
Is this correctional services?
Is it correctional service?
Yes, but look how beautiful the building
Yeah.
is.
There are so many here. Look on this side.
I could live in a house like that.
Wow.
Back in the day, Avontuur was booming thanks to the ostrich feather trade. And one can still see that legacy all over town. The grand old sandstone buildings, especially those feather palaces. Those were the mansions built by feather barons who made their fortunes in the early 1900s. Some pretty epic natural attractions also surround the town. Just outside, you've got the famous Kango Caves, and if you're up for a scenic drive, one of our favorite passes, the Swartberg Pass, is a must. It's gravel, it's steep, and it's absolutely breathtaking. CP now Museum. It's a museum. There's a bit of everything here. Good food, quirky shops, friendly folks, and a mix of Karoo charm with a bit of old school grandeur. Whether you're into history, nature, or just want to stand around in the middle of nowhere and take it all in, Avontuur is the place.
Those mountains are incredible, eh?
They're seemingly never ending.
Yeah.
After soaking in the character and exploring the charm of Avontuur, you continue west along Route 62. This road takes you through dry, dramatic landscapes, and as the vineyards start to appear, you roll into a little town with a big reputation for port.
Oh boy.
Now I remember we've been here,
Yes, we have.
but I think we only visited the church
Nothing else. Yeah.
as we were just driving by.
Calitzdorp might be small, but it packs a punch when it comes to flavour, especially if you're a fan of port. It's actually known as the port capital of South Africa, and after a few tastings it's easy to see why. The town itself is super laid back, with historic buildings, art galleries and friendly locals who always seem happy to chat. But the typical Klein Karoo feel, quiet streets, warm sunshine, and it seems as if no one's really in a rush here. Calitzdorp is also a great base if you're into hiking, scenic drives, or just want to watch the sun set behind the hills with a glass of something local in hand. There's a real rustic beauty to this place. It's dry, it's wild, and it's absolutely photogenic. Whoa, look at this. This is so cool.
Nice!
How cool is that?
As cool as the town.
Yes. Whether you're here for the port, the views, or just to slow things down a little bit, Calitzdorp has a way of making you want to stay just a little bit longer. And that brings us to the end of part 3 of our Route 62 journey. From the winding gravel roads of Avontuur to the vineyards of Calitzdorp. It's been a stretch filled with history, hidden gems, and those quiet little towns that leave the biggest impressions. In part 4 you continue westwards. You won't want to miss what's coming next, because Route 62 still has plenty more to show. See you soon for the next stretch of the road.